We have a voicemail number. That number is 219-2 David P. Here is our caller who calls in regularly, Juan, who he seems to be taking issue with double-blind placebo-controlled trials. Listen to this.
Hey, David, it's Juan here. I want to present a case against double-blind placebo-controlled and systematically reviewed trials. So I don't know much about this, but I am
Okay, so that would be the first red flag. I don't know much about this, but let's listen anyway.
Try my best. So if they conduct a trial and only 10% of the subjects in the trial benefit from the treatment, the whatever, they're going to consider the trial to not really be any good. I mean,
so that's not necessarily true. When you're assessing the success, the effectiveness, the efficacy of a treatment or drug, you want to compare the effectiveness to the best available treatment and also have a placebo arm. So, and it should be double blind. So what you're looking to do is as follows. Imagine that you have some condition. Let's call it, a Trump syndrome, for lack of a better term. You've got Trump syndrome and you have a pill that improves symptoms in 10% of people. Great. That's the best treatment we have. So you design a test in which you take some people and you give them the pill that's already on the market, and you take some people and you give them a placebo, and you take some people and you give them the new pill. Now, some would argue you don't even, in this case, you don't even really need the placebo because the whole point is to compare to the approved treatment. But you could do it this way. The people shouldn't know who's getting what. The patient shouldn't know, am I getting the approved pill, a new pill, or the placebo? Because knowledge of what they're getting could affect the results. The people treating them shouldn't know what they're getting either, so that would not influence the results. And then you compare. Now, imagine if the approved pill works 10% of the time and the placebo works 10% of the time and the new pill works 40% of the time, that now becomes significant. So there's no hard and fast numbers, really, the way Juan is saying here.
percent efficacy, pretty bad. You normally want more than that, right? You want at least greater than 50%. Well, the reason I think that that's a bad logic is as follows. If you were to run that experiment for every person in the United States, and 10% of the population benefited, that is about 134,000 people. Is my math right there?
Okay, the math is way off. So there's 330 million people in the U.S. So 10% would be 33 million, not 134,000. But that's also pretty irrelevant because we're not dealing with most conditions. We're not dealing with a population base that is the entire country. So this is very confused here, Juan. I would do a rethink on this. Okay, there's a reason that the double-blind placebo-controlled trial is the gold standard. And I would rethink this. All right, on the bonus show today, we will talk about the vote from Twitter shareholders on the Elon Musk Twitter takeover. We will talk about the founder of Patagonia donating the entire company to fight climate change. And yes, we will talk about the latest R. Kelly conviction. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. Sign up at joinpacman.com.